Okay, so we're gonna do a sequence of restorative poses that helps to just kind of calm down frustration. So if you've had a bit of a frustrating day, like I think we all have today, then this will hopefully be a nice bunch of exercises to do. Let's just start off directly on the floor. So keep your mat kind of uncovered for the moment, because we're going to use it without a blanket on top of it in a moment. But just come down onto the mat to start off with. Just come down into Baddha Konasana, into the butterfly pose. Just lie yourself down on the floor. If you're wearing glasses, it's good to take them off. Just bring the hands down onto the lower ribs, the feet together and the knees apart. And just spend a few moments listening to the breath. Just focusing on long, slow, deep, deliberate inhalations and exhalations. Just enjoying the sensation of being on the floor, feeling the floor supporting the body. So you can either leave your hands on your lower ribs, or you can just rest them over your head, just on the floor over your head. So this is a nice way to open up the armpit region. So if you had a frustrating day, a lot of that frustration can sit in the kind of abdominal pelvic region and in the chest. So this simple pose just helps to open up the abdomen, open up the pelvis, and open up the chest. Just enjoy the support of the floor. Just release down into the ground. Just focusing on long, slow, deep, deliberate inhalations and exhalations. Just allowing yourself to relax, to consciously release into the floor. Okay, when you're ready, just bring your knees together. Have your knees together and your feet apart. Bring your arms just to rest. Have your hands to rest on the lower ribs. And then just roll onto your side. And then sit yourself up. So we're just going to do supported downward dog, have a block or some blocks for underneath your head. We're only going to stay quite briefly, so just have your hands as wide apart as the mat. You can keep the knees bent, just let the forehead rest on the block. So you might have to change the position of the block a couple of just to give you space in the neck. But just allow the gravity to draw into the forehead. So you can draw your heels down to the floor. Just feeling the stretch of the backs of the calves. But ideally stay on the tiptoes so that you just maximize the gradient of the spine. Okay, come down onto your knees. Just sit back on your heels for a moment, just observing your energy. Okay, and then just cover your your blanket with, just cover your mat with a blanket just for that extra comfort. If you took your socks off, then you can put them back on. So we're just going to do our restorative child's pose. So have a couple of bolsters if you've got them. If you've only got one bolster, then you can put some blocks underneath your bolsters. Just have an extra blanket on the top just for extra height. You can cover yourself up if you need to. I've lost one of my socks. I don't know where it's gone. I have to go without it, so I'll just cover myself up. So just have the bolster between your knees and then guide yourself down, and then allow yourself to release into the floor. Let your head rest on one side. So our supported child's pose. So let the elbows release down to the floor, let the shoulders totally relax. So we'll do our back breathing sequence where you breathe into the middle of the shoulder blades and out into the armpits with a normal exhalation following it. And then the next breath is into the middle of the back and out into the side, into the lower ribs, and then a normal exhalation out. And then you breathe into the lowest part of the back and out into the hips with a normal exhalation. So just working around those three regions of the back. So before you move on to that, just move your head onto the other side, just so that you stretch your neck evenly. And then begin your back breathing sequence. We'll do 10. So count yourself down from 10 to 1 so that you know. So 10 complete cycles of that back breathing, middle, top back, middle back, low back. Just continuing with the sequence of back breathing. Just swap the position of your head to the other side again. swap your head to the other side one more time, just resting into the floor, just maintaining that back breathing if you're still on your 10 rounds. Otherwise, just breathing normally, just resting into the floor. Okay, bring your hands underneath your shoulders, push yourself up into a seated position and just observe your energy, observe how your energy has changed. So maybe there is a feeling of calmness that feels reassuring. Take the top bolster away, just have the bottom bolster. If you've got a little mini bolster for underneath your shins, then have that. We're just going to do our restorative surfboard pose. So get a bolster with a blanket on for your head. The priority here is to have your head free of the end of the bolster and your head just resting down on the bolster. Have your arms just resting on the bolster, on the floor, sorry, either side of your head. So just resting down into restorative surfboard. So you can cover yourself up for warmth if you need it. Just enjoy the feeling of openness of the back of the body. And allow gravity to draw you down into the floor. So the gentle pressure applied to the forehead, the area between the eyebrows, is particularly effective at calming down the frontal lobes of the brain. Okay, bring your hands underneath your shoulders and then push yourself up into a seated position. Just again, observe your energy, observe how your energy has changed. And then just take the bolster out from between your from underneath your shins, and then so that little mini bolster. Have the knees bent like this, and then lift up into the chest and guide your spine along the front, along the bolster, and then rest your head on in the same direction as your bent knees. So just a supported spinal twist. Just allow yourself to observe your breath. Okay, push your hands into the floor underneath your shoulders. Just bring yourself into cross legs. Acknowledge the energy and the calmness that comes into the body, into the mind. And then without disturbing yourself too much, just come sit on your other hip, keep your knees bent, have your other hip close to the end of the bolster, and then lift the chest along the bolster, have your arms to the sides, and just rest your head in the same direction as the knees, so just resting your head on the other side. Okay, push your hands into the mat, just come up into cross legs, just sitting in cross legs, just observing your energy. Okay, we're gonna come into a pose so you have something to go underneath your knees. So just sit yourself with a little roll of something underneath your knees just for comfort. And have your bolster for your head. And then you're just going to sit yourself down and have your hands resting on your shins, and then allow the head to just rest forward. So a supported seated angle. So if it's uncomfortable, you can sit on a folded blanket. But just for a few moments, we're going to stay just resting the forehead down again, just to quieten the brain. Just bring your attention into the present moment, just observing breath, just listening to the sound of your breath as it enters and as it exits. While you're here, just lengthen your exhalation slightly. Just feeling your tension, your worries, and your stresses just releasing from the headspace, travelling down the spine into the ground and deep into the earth below, just extending the out breath. And just hold the bolster, raise your head, and just move the bolster to the side. Just bend your knees and just hug your knees for a moment. Just observing the lightness perhaps that you have created. Okay, and then just for the last 10 or so minutes, we're going to come down into our restorative relaxation pose. So have the bolster underneath your knees and then folded blanket for underneath your head. And even if you're not cold, it's good to just just have the blanket around you, just to kind of feel like you're kind of tucked in. So just let the body just rest into the blanket, just let the legs fall apart into the blanket. And allow the body to just completely let go and into the floor. Just allow the physical body to completely release into the floor, unhooking muscles of the arms and the legs. And observe that as you release into the ground, the body becomes heavy, but from that heaviness comes a sensation of energetic lightness that radiates from the bones, and into the muscles and into the organs, into the flesh and the skin. Use your in-breath and your out-breath to distribute that feeling of energetic lightness evenly. Using your in-breath and your out-breath to distribute that feeling of lightness down into the toes, into the fingers, and up into the top of the head. Just basking in that feeling of energetic lightness. And then when you're ready to disturb yourself, just wriggle your toes, wriggle your fingers. Bring yourself back into this pose of Shavasana, and then bend your knees, bring your feet onto the bolster, have feet apart and the knees together, just gently resting your back into the floor. And then draw your knees in towards your chest. Just have a little rock from side to side, from top to bottom. Just a gentle massage on the spine. And then roll over onto your right side. Just stay down for a breath or two. And then stretch out the top leg, come back up into a seated position. Just coming back into cross legs with your hands in Namaste, a final spinal lift. Draw your breath in through your nose and out through your nose. Drawing the breath in through the nose down into the abdomen. Be conscious of the energy that you have released through your practice. And then draw your chin down to meet your chest. Spend a moment to seek to acknowledge the positive energy you've created inside. And then send some of that positive energy out into the world. And then gently release the backs of your hands down towards your knees, palms facing upwards. And then as you raise your head, allow your eyes to softly open and the focus to softly come back. Thank you very much. So hopefully you feel as though you have just lifted your emotional energy a little and giving yourself some good positive energy to put into your evening. So thank you very much for joining me.